Iran's retaliation is expanding across the Middle East. Iran-backed militias in Iraq have launched drone and rocket attacks targeting US bases in Erbil, sending projectiles streaking across the skies near the airport. Explosions were reported as air defense systems near the American base fired interceptors. The attacks come just hours after the United States and Israel launched massive strikes across Iran that reportedly killed Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei.
In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, the 10th wave of Operation True Promise. 4 began with the illumination of Khyber missiles, opening massive gates of fire toward the occupied territories. A targeted attack on the government complex of the Zionist regime in Tel Aviv, attacks on military and security centers in Haifa, and an attack on East Jerusalem were among the objectives of the 10th wave. Previously, we had warned about the expansion of attacks on bases and the occupied territories of the aggressive enemy, and had already announced this. The sound of sirens in Israel will never stop. Now we advise the residents of the occupied territories to stay away from the vicinity of military bases, security centers, and government facilities, and to immediately leave the occupied territories. The occupied territories that Netanyahu's government has forced you to live in have now become places of death and destruction.
The umbrella militia network, calling itself the Islamic Resistance, claimed responsibility. The group says the attacks are revenge for US and Israeli strikes on Iranian territory. Exploding drones and rockets were launched at American installations in northern Iraq. There were no immediate reports of casualties from the Erbil attack. But the retaliation is not limited to Iraq. Iran has also fired missiles toward Israel, with blasts reported in Jerusalem and central Israel. Emergency crews rushed to the scene after shrapnel damaged vehicles and injured civilians. The strikes mark one of the most direct Iranian attacks on Israeli territory in the latest escalation.
Over the past 36 hours, the United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like it. We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems. Just now it was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval building, all in a matter of literally minutes. Iran's formerly supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead. This wretched and vile man had the blood of hundreds and even thousands of Americans on his hands and was responsible for the slaughter of countless thousands of innocent people all across many countries. Last night, all over Iran, the voices of the Iranian people could be heard cheering and celebrating in the streets when his death was announced. The entire military command is gone as well, and many of them want to surrender into saving their lives. They want immunity. They're calling by the thousands. Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. We have very strong objectives. They could have done something 2 weeks ago, but they just couldn't get there.
As the conflict intensifies, Iran's political leadership is unleashing fierce rhetoric against Washington. Senior Iranian figure Ali Larijani has accused US President Donald Trump of plunging the region into chaos and sacrificing American soldiers for Israel's ambitions.
Trump plunged the region into chaos with his delusional fantasies and now fears more American troop casualties. With his delusional actions, he turned his self-made America First slogan into Israel First and sacrificed American soldiers for Israel's power-hungry ambitions. And with new fabrications, it is once again imposing the cost of assassinating its own character on American soldiers and families. Today, the Iranian nation is defending itself. The armed forces of Iran did not initiate the aggression. We will not negotiate with the United States.
Meanwhile, Washington says the war is already claiming lives. The U.S. military has confirmed the deaths of 3 American service members during the escalating conflict. Iran has vowed revenge and launched missile attacks toward Israel and U.S. positions in the region. With rockets, drones, and missiles now flying across multiple fronts, the Middle East is sliding closer to a wider regional war.